As part of a new marketing strategy, Russian officials are keen to brief Indian officials on the development of the Su-75 single-engine stealth fighter jet, under which complete access will be given to India on the technical capabilities of the Su-75. India might be offered access to the Su-75 just after the first flight in 2023, and the Indian test pilots will be allowed unrestricted access to the prototype demonstrator. Russia plans to offer a customized Su-75 variant with a local production license, along with the AL-41F1 engine, that has also been offered for the Super Sukhoi upgrade program, while the Product 30 engines will be equipped in the future. Russia will continue to offer Su-35 and MiG-35 to India under the 114 MRFA project, and the Su-75 offer will be over the 114 MRFA project, as the chances of India going for Rafale fighter jet remains very high. A senior retired Air Force official has said that the trust has been broken after the FGFA fallout that happened due to the rigid behavior of the Russian officials, even when the success of the program depended on export orders from India. The Indian Air Force is backing the Tejas Mark II and the AMCA to fill the gap that the FGFA was supposed to fill, and it will be difficult for Indian Air Force to come aboard the Su-75 project. After taking charge as the new Chief of the Indian Air Force, Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary has set the ball rolling on procurement of 114 fighter jets under the MRFA tender. The Air Chief has issued an internal command to complete evaluation of the request for information, so that the request for proposal for the MRFA project can be issued by mid-2022. Unlike the previous Air Chief who favored possible procurement of another batch of 36 Rafale fighter jets from France, the new Air Chief is keen to see that the request for proposal is issued under this term for the long-delayed project. The new Air Chief wants to add new clauses that could impose financial penalties to prevent selected manufacturer from backtracking once the company has been selected as the L1 bidder, and if there is any backtracking on technology transfer of the aircraft or even the price, then the L2 bidder will be declared the winner of the project. During his 5-day visit to the US, the Indian Defense Secretary met the first batch of Indian Navy pilots that are undergoing training on the MH60 anti-submarine helicopters at the US Naval Base San Diego. Lockheed will hand over the third MH60 helicopter to the Indian Navy very soon, and the first batch of 3 helicopters will arrive in India in mid-2022. He also met with General James Dickinson, the commander of US Space Command, and they discussed areas of cooperation between India and US. An Airbus spokesperson has said that Airbus's existing industrial partnerships in India on platforms such as the A320 and A350 jet airliners will support the defense offset work on the 56 C295 MW medium transport aircraft to the Indian Air Force. The contract was executed under India's Defence Procurement Procedure 2011, and this procurement policy allows offsets to be discharged on products for civilian aerospace. The participating air forces of Blue Flag 2021 joint exercise have started arriving in Israel, in which the Mirage-2000 fighters of the Indian Air Force will also be participating with the air forces of Israel, US, Greece, and Egypt. The fighter jets from different countries will practice various operational scenarios, including dealing with ground and aerial threats, and flying in an unfamiliar environment. Interestingly, Turkey will also participate in joint aerial exercises with Pakistan this month. Amid the ongoing second phase of Malabar joint exercise, the Chief of U.S. Naval Operations Admiral Michael Gilday held extensive talks with Indian Navy Chief, and they discussed a range of issues including the regional security scenario, the situation in the Indo-Pacific, and ways to further expand bilateral maritime cooperation. He also said that the expansion of the Malabar naval exercise in the future is a possibility, and the decision will have to be taken by the 4 Quad member countries. The Indian Army Chief has arrived in Sri Lanka for a 4-day visit, during which he will hold extensive talks with the top military and civilian leadership of the country to explore ways to further expand bilateral military cooperation and further enhance India-Sri Lanka defence cooperation.
Omar dropped it.